bees are dying, and our survival depends on them. That's why 4RBs created the Pure Wave Cell, a breakthrough quantum device proven to help hives thrive, doubling colonies and boosting honey production naturally. Every jar of our Pure Wave honey fuels this mission, supporting beekeepers worldwide. Visit 4RBs.com. That's the number 4RBs.com, and use code WITF for 20% off. Save the bees! Save us all!
Where in the Folk is not and should not be viewed as a news source. Any names, places, or likenesses mentioned are purely fictional, and any information discussed is purely speculative. Guest opinions are their own and do not reflect those of anyone else. Where in the Folk is not responsible for content accuracy of any stories that are told or what people do with these stories. This show is vulgar, sometimes graphic, and due to its content, it should not be viewed by anyone, actually.
Welcome to another episode of Where in the Folk. I hope everybody's had a great week, and thank you for joining myself, Cecil, Tully, and Morgana. And what a week it has been, huh? What a week it has
been crazy.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I do want to start with a really strange thing that happened yesterday in my personal life. Mm-hmm. This is weird. This is a unique thing. So Mandy and I were talking, and I was like, I don't have a lot of pictures of me and Dad together because we never took pictures. Like, we were hard people to get to take pictures. I still am. And she's like, yeah, that's weird. So she has this little pack that she carries around with her for like feminine products. And she just happened to need that yesterday, like last night, about 15 minutes after we were talking about it. And she found a Polaroid of me and my dad.
Awesome.
And something that she uses all the time. And let me get it pulled up here.
I moved you because I thought I was gonna have the chat.
So you could have covered me up. It didn't matter.
I'll take a picture of the Polaroid, but right there it is.
Wow.
Like, I've never seen it before.
What's up, Landa?
Hey, Landa.
What's up, Linda? But yeah, I've never seen that picture before, and it was just in a random pack that she has, and it's a Polaroid. So it's like it's put there. It's weird. It's strange. And I had to get a new keyboard. But anyway, how do we want to start off this week's events?
I've got a light one. If y'all want to start something a little light, and then we can jump into the hell that this week has actually been.
Let's do it.
So back in 2023, the British Museum discovered that they were missing more than 1,500 items. They didn't know if they had been filched a little here and there, if somebody had hit it all at one time. But in that time, they've recovered 600 of them. So to expand that recovery effort, they're going to hire a treasure hunter. Look
nice.
For these things. Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. You don't hear very often of people hiring a treasure hunter, but the British Museum is going to do that. They are not sharing the salary. They've just put out the thing that they are hiring this person, and then they'll see how it goes. So I thought that was cool.
That's pretty cool. I mean, if you're going to hire somebody to find some jewels, why not get an expert?
That's right. Not get an expert? A cat burglar would probably be a good option. I mean, that's what was that show? Was it Red X or something like that with Ryan Reynolds and The Rock?
I haven't watched that one.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds is actually a cat burglar. So,
I never fully understood how cats burgle things because they don't have thumbs.
So, hey, I had a cat with thumbs.
How did that work? Was they opposable thumbs, though?
I don't know, but it looked like she had mittens on all the time. Polydactyl. Yep. And they see that more in calicos than most other breeds, but it is from inbreeding. The Key West, wasn't that where what's his face lived? The writer.
Don't know.
Yeah, you do. If I could remember the name, you know exactly who I'm talking about. But anyway, there is a sanctuary for polydactyl cats on Key West that his estate funded.
And it came from inbreeding?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I don't know why I don't have an extra thumb.
Well, you know, maybe you weren't inbred enough.
They're too far off. But anyway, that's pretty neat, though.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they find what they're looking
Hemingway, Ernest Hemingway, because they're also called Hemingway cats.
Hemingway cats.
Mm-hmm.
Hemingway. Is that how you say that?
Hemingway. Mm-hmm.
Hemingway. All right. So we'll go ahead and get right into the stuff. I think I'm going to leave this top one for Tucky when he gets completed with his task.
Okay.
The bubble not many are talking about. Ooh. Are you going into the gold and silver bubble?
Yeah. So this isn't a news article. This is something that it's amalgamation of thoughts over the last little bit, along with statistics and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I heard start putting some stuff together for ourselves. Like,
so gold and silver have long been viewed as a safe haven asset. I've been thinking about this a lot too. I'm gonna read through this first before I give my opinion on this. But recent market dynamics point to impending challenges driven by supply shortages, surging industrial demand, and imbalance in trading mechanisms. As of early 2026, silver is facing a structural undersupply for the 5th consecutive year. The deficit's exacerbated by low stockpiles in key markets like London and China. Projections indicate that global silver demand could outpace supply by significant margins in coming years, potentially leading to the price volatility and accessibility issues for industries reliant on metal. Gold, while more abundant, is also under pressure from similar forces, including geopolitical tensions and economic uncertainties that could amplify scarcity. I can't say words. Everybody knows that by now. So it could amplify concerns if mining output fails to keep up with consumption. Do you want to finish that so that they can understand what's being said?
Sure.
I got you.
Okay.
Historically, both metals have experienced dramatic price surges during periods of economic instability or high demand. Gold's price has roots in the early U.S. Republic at around $19 per ounce, rising steadily to $20.67 in 1834 and holding until the 1930s before freer markets pushed it to record highs. In recent decades, gold climbed from under $300 an ounce in the early 2000s to over $4,400 by January of 2026, with a 67% increase in the past year alone. Silver has been even more volatile, soaring 144% in 2025 to breach $60 per ounce, marking its best annual performance since the 1970s. Past peaks include the 1980 Hunt Brothers squeeze when silver hit nearly $50 and the 2011 bull run to $49 amid post-financial crisis recovery, often with gold to silver ratios fluctuating from 31-1 to as high as 80-1, reflecting silver's dual role as both a monetary and industrial commodity. The rapid expansion of data centers fueled by the artificial intelligence boom is a major factor intensifying demand for silver and, to a lesser extent, gold. Silver's exceptional conductivity makes it indispensable in electronics, servers, and cooling systems within these facilities, where a single large hyperscale center might require thousands of ounces. Analysts forecast that power consumption from AI-driven data centers could surge 165% by 2030, directly translating to heightened needs for silver in hardware and infrastructure. Gold is used in high-end components like circuit boards and connectors, but silver's broader application in photovoltaic panels for renewable energy supporting data centers adds another layer of strain. potentially accelerating shortages as tech giants race to build out capacity. A critical issue amplifying these problems is the disconnect between physical supplies and paper markets, where banks and institutions trade commodities far exceeding actual available metal. In silver futures and derivatives, the paper to physical ratio has been estimated at up to 378 to 1.
Hold there for a second.
Okay.
So I know there's a lot of fancy words.
Mhm.
It is what it is. Like, it's commodities that are traded, but
Words and numbers.
words and numbers. But what this actually means is that banks have bought a paper amount. So on pieces of paper,
Mhm.
they've bought enough silver to where they have bought 378 ounces to 1.
Yeah.
The 1 being what physically exists on planet Earth.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So they've bought 378 times more silver. They've traded it in commodities than what exists on the planet.
So they say. But
So they say, yeah, sorry, Morgana. I just
No,
wanted to-
you're fine. You're fine.
the thing about it too, I feel like because what's always been, king is cash has always been king.
Mhm.
But cash is no longer real either. It has nothing to support it.
No.
So they're wanting to move everything to a digital currency because now, you can't give them 3 pennies at the local McDonald's because there's no longer penny manufacturing. I think that they're trying to do something to make gold and silver worthless, because before the cash, it was gold. Here's some gold for your goods.
Mhm.
Well, I think this is a good point, a good stopping point for a history lesson too, that a lot of people probably don't know about. We were never taught this in school.
Mhm.
So what happens when, there's obviously a bubble coming because there's more commodities being traded than silver that exists on Earth. So they say, how do they, because right now the people, you can go get on the stock market right now and you can buy into silver paper without having to hold the physical silver.
Mhm.
And people are doing that because it's a bull run and the projections are crazy. Like, it's almost like a surefire bet. So it's like, what do they do as that number keeps gaining and gaining and gaining and gaining? What a lot of people don't know is this has happened before. And it happened after World War II, right around World War II. I believe it was Roosevelt made it, he didn't make it illegal to own gold, but they did a federal buyback program when the price of gold was about between $20 and $30 an ounce. And basically they said, okay, we're buying gold at the market value today. We need everybody in America to give up their gold and sell it to the government because it's for our country and we're better in our country. We need you. It was an Uncle Sam moment. We need you to give your gold back so that we can continue forward as a country. So as you can imagine, millions of people gave their gold up, and right after, I don't know what the exact time frame was, let's say 6-9 months or something after that program ended, the government says, okay, we got the gold. We now need to reevaluate market price. And they bumped it up to $60 an ounce. So the government tripled their money overnight, and they made it illegal for United States citizens to sell their gold from that day until the 1970s, when that law was lifted, which is why the 70s is mentioned here as a benchmark point for consumers selling gold, because there was about a 30-year period where the government said, okay, we jacked up the price. If you try to sell gold, you're going to jail. That was a law. And I think a way to correct this, not even to correct it, but if the government really wanted to be like, we are pushing forward in the AI space, we're going to be the world leaders in AI, it is now illegal for you to sell gold and silver unless you sell it to the government at fair market price. And after this date, it's going to be illegal to sell it all together for another 40, 50 years. And God knows how many people will be dead by then.
Yeah.
So that's a history lesson that a lot of people don't know, is that they did that.
I'll be laying dead on my gold chain I bought when I was 8 years old.
Right. Well, and that's my thing, because like I said, a lot of people have jewelry and stuff, and in times of shortage, it's that kind of stuff that you rely on to be able to trade with, because paper money is useless. But that particular history lesson, I never learned that in school, but my dad kind of touched on it when we were kids, because he always talked about the fact that it's kind of like, he compared it to when somebody says, "Oh, what do you mean we don't have any money? You've still got checks left."
Yeah.
He said it's the same thing with money. The government prints all this paper money, and it's supposed to be backed by gold. But then they start making more money, but they don't have the gold there to back it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, that's the only reason I know a little bit about it, was because of him trying to explain, because he was a huge person about government spending. Government spends way too much money.
Better believe that if it's between outlawing the sale of gold and silver and building AI data centers and getting lobbied by Google, we're going to be getting lobbied.
Yes.
Like there's not a doubt in my mind anyway. And
it's just one more thing that these data centers are putting on the American people.
Yeah. I mean, we're already seeing the price increase. There's an article in here about, they announced, Sony and Microsoft both announced delays in the new PS6 and new Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
They said now it's going to be 2028 or beyond. And it could be 2029 to beyond. And they were originally planning on short term. Like PlayStation 6 was already, they were acting like it was going to come out in the next year or so.
Same, Landa. I just bought checks last year. It's the first time I bought them in 20 years, because I used my last one.
And I want to go back in history and who determined that gold was the mineral. Because Fallout, the video game Fallout, for example, they've decided that bottle caps are currency. Why was it gold? Why did they pick gold and silver?
Because it was shiny.
Before that, it was just a rock, a big boulder.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. It could have been anything. It could have been like, oh, look at this oak leaf.
It's you're talking about the same concept, though, as Bitcoin. It's perceived value of something that inherently does not have value. The only difference between Bitcoin and gold is you can tangibly touch it.
And I think scarcity too. At one time, before they had more modern, ways to get gold and silver and stuff, only certain people had it, because it was so hard to come by, so the people that had wanted the shiny, bright, pretty stuff, and your common person couldn't have it.
Well, before gold and silver, though, think about it. We were tribal people, and the gold and the silver created the haves and the have-nots.
Yep.
Yeah. Back before all this, it was probably like, hey, I've got this bag full of berries. I'll trade you for that lump of meat.
Yeah. Or exactly. Even better yet, like in tribal cultures, which we all were at some point, it would be like, okay, it's Cecil's job to go hunt that day. It's my job to go fish that day. It's Morgana's job to make us blankets so we don't freeze to death at night.
And it's all your job to like and subscribe right now.
Yes. And it's all your job as in the tribe to like and subscribe. Thank you, Landa. If you've made it this far with us, definitely give us a follow out there. Because, like I said, the gold and silver thing, it wasn't in the headlines this week, but it is definitely an undercurrent where it's a pocket where you could, over the next year to two, you could see some serious overreach into our private lives.
Oh, yeah, 100%. No, man, we're living in such a strange time.
Yeah.
This week alone, when we went into Venezuela and just like straight up said, "Hey, man, put on this blindfold and these cuffs. You're coming with us."
Yeah, I didn't put that story on here in particular, but I'll tell you what, because everybody's seen that.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
But listen at this. Here's what I found peculiar: the prison that they've got Maduro in right now and his wife, Listen to who else is in this prison.
All right.
Luigi Mangione, the dude that killed the CEO.
Yeah.
His name is El Mayo Garcia. He's a cartel leader. Takashi 69, the rapper. Sean Diddy Combs. Ghislaine Maxwell. R. Kelly. El Chapo. Sam Bankman-Fried, which is the cryptocurrency fraudster. Martin Scarelli, the pharmaceutical guy that took advantage of a bunch of people.
Yeah.
The former Honduran president, Juan Hernandez.
The drug dealer that just got pardoned.
Yes. Yeah. And it also held Al Sharpton at one point. Yeah. And Fetty Wap, who just got out of prison today.
Sweet.
He just got out of prison today. But yeah, that's what I'm saying, Nick. It seems very suspicious that you're going to put the captured Venezuelan leader in prison with Ghislaine Maxwell.
Well, this is the prison where they, get tennis time. They can go to the spa.
Yeah.
They have like
it's not the prison me and you would get.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
They kidnapped this guy and they're giving him pretty good treatment, I think.
I mean, how crazy is it that the Venezuelan president could be watching Diddy getting oiled up in prison?
I mean,
I don't need to picture that, Tully.
They could be rubbing each other down for all we know. I mean, like, this seems like a pretty legit place, like a club, like Nick said, Club Fed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it just and I had a video, and you can search this up yourself, probably on any like TikTok or YouTube short. Exactly, Nick. But something that was peculiar, and I'm not going to play the video, but
okay.
People pointed out that Maduro had at least 4 to 5 different outfits on in all the showboat pictures.
Mm-hmm.
And if you think about Delta Force breaking down doors, kidnapping somebody, you're trying to get them back to the United States as fast as humanly possible. Do you think that they would care to let him change 4 times throughout that trip?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
yeah, they give him the presidential treatment.
That's right.
And like, if I mean, even the president has came straight out and said, "We got the oil, we got it." Like, he's the one that actually said what was on everybody's mind in the last several wars we've been in. Like, they're like, "Well, we have to stop Iraq from these terrorisms."
It just feels it feels like a TV show. And the other kind of the other kind of weirdness about all this is searches. Like, people have gotten to where anytime, and this is both a good thing and a bad thing, I think. People have gotten to where anytime there's a conspiracy, they try to see if anything has been Googled about it in Israel beforehand. And there have been several things over the last couple of weeks that days before it happens, people are Googling about it in Israel, whether it be names of people involved in shootings or stuff like this. It is peculiar. I don't know if correlation equals causation, but it is very peculiar when you have like a random woman being Googled in Israel and then something happens with her and the government.
By name.
Yeah.
By name. I mean.
So I don't know. Like, I try not to get too, because I'm like, well, I was telling them before the show, I'm just kind of like completely disconnected from all that mainstream stuff just because of that. It feels like a show. Like, they can make a movie, think about it, movie where Delta Force kicks down a president's door and steals him. Like, that's Gerard Butler's the lead actor in that movie.
Yeah.
I mean, you're 100% correct. And Nick and Linda's onto something here. Let Joe Exotic out. It's time. Let's let this guy move to Mexico and enjoy the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Go to his stuff and sign whatever petitions he's got up.
Somebody needs to hit that body story that just came out today.
Okay, I got you. Unless you want it, Cecil.
Nah, just like smell. Reading what? Never mind, you go for it.
So, authorities recently discovered more than 100 human remains, including skulls, long bones, mummified hands and feet, 2 decomposing torsos, and other partial skeletons inside a man's home in Ephrata, Pennsylvania. The 34-year-old suspect was arrested on January 6th after police observed him at a Mount Moriah cemetery in Yeadon, a historic and largely abandoned burial ground dating back to 1855. Officers found visible bones and skulls in his vehicle, along with a bag containing the remains of children and additional skeletal items. This led to a search warrant for his residence and a nearby storage unit where the bulk of the remains were recovered from the basement and other areas in various states of decay and preservation, some estimated to be over 200 years old, while others appeared much more recent, including one with a still attached pacemaker and remains believed to belong to infants.
Is this Edward Dean?
They don't.
So they think this dude actually had Rachel pull him up on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, this guy is selling this stuff in Facebook groups dedicated to oddities. So people think they're getting like a super old skull, and it's just he went and crowbarred the graveyard.
Wow. I mean, so yeah, he's facing 500 criminal charges, including multiple accounts of abuse of a corpse, receiving stolen property, burglary, trespassing, theft, and desecration of graves and historic burial sites. Said they believe he has targeted at least 26 mausoleums and vaults at the cemetery, which have been broken into since early November of 2025. And they described the scene in the home as a horror movie come to life, with remains scattered throughout the basement. Motive remains unclear.
I know they said that they caught him walking out of the graveyard, but they literally caught him walking out of the graveyard with a crowbar.
Yeah.
How sloppy do you got to be?
Yeah.
What if they caught him walking out swinging a femur bone like a walking cane?
Yeah, that would have been the next step.
I mean, even if you were gonna do this, let's think about this logically. Why would you go back to the same graveyard that you're vandalizing 20 times or whatever it was? It's almost like you wanted to get caught.
Well, they said it was an old, partially unused graveyard, so not many people would probably go there. You know what I mean?
But people like us go there.
Yeah, exactly.
Or historians, like I'm sure they would report vandalism.
And what's even scarier about this is, and Tully, I know you probably go to places like this. Anytime I'm in a city or anywhere that has one, I go to oddity shops.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I wonder where that came from. Well, I think I just found out where most of this stuff
they have a big oddities market down in New Orleans.
Yeah.
That's cool as hell. You know,
a lot of the places don't have human remains for that reason.
Yeah.
But unless you ask.
But there are, like, I know that Facebook is a popular place to sell human skulls.
That's crazy, man.
And one human skull, like just a run-of-the-mill adult human skull, right now I think is running for about $600.
Jesus, I know somebody's got a friggin' wealth mine in their house now.
Yeah.
And if you've got some infant skulls can run up to 10 grand.
Yeah.
I know somebody's got a few of those.
I know we had a friend that was in Iraq, and he had sent a couple of things back home to us, and he said, tell Mo I couldn't send him a skull. They cut us off or something like that because of so many people sending skulls back to this country.
Well, you used to be able to buy them on eBay. Like I remember when you used to be able to buy stuff like that on eBay all day long. I mean, it's weird. So, like, I don't know how to put this. Like, Ed Gein, he's known to be like a serial killer. He wasn't. He was a ghoul. This guy like far exceeds him. The difference is Eddie like to play with his stuff and keep it, and this guy's just selling it. How many people out there do you think is doing this though? There has to be
Lots. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this could be one of the reasons, well, contributing to the reason why graveyards aren't filling up. You know, imagine these empty mausoleums. They're not going to know what bones to put back where.
Mm-mm.
No.
And there's
And
probably nobody left to claim them in some cases. So I'm sure that real estate will free up.
you figure grave robbing though would be the one thing that we would have one things that we could have got a good grasp on
No.
over the last few hundred years since people's been doing it back when they were doing like medical studies on bodies and stuff. I don't know.
And this reminded me of a story that I didn't put in here today. There's a new trend of, I forget what they're calling it, but where they're using, you know how like a lot of people are getting like butt enhancements.
Yeah, I'm planning on getting a Brazilian booty.
Yeah, so like butt enhancements and boob enhancements
don't need
that uses natural fat. They are now using the fat of deceased people that have donated their bodies, and it's completely legal.
Even with organ transplant, I feel like this would fall in the same realm. I feel like you absorb a part of the person before that had it before.
Yeah, I mean, imagine you get a butt transplant and it's from like a 600-pound person, and all of a sudden all you want to do is just eat Twinkies.
I'm thinking that if I get one and it's from like a skinny person, I'll get skinny. I'm wanting to do the reverse.
Well, I don't think there's much fat to take from a skinny person.
You never know. I mean, they can probably gather it all up. Get collective.
God, another thing that's disturbing in the space of death. I don't know if you've seen the water cremations yet.
No, sounds awful.
So
What's that?
Water cremation, they have a tank. It almost looks like a deprivation tank, or like a decompression tank that a diver would use.
Okay.
And they dissolve your body in water, and then you just go down the drain.
So it's like rapid decom. Yeah, I think Crystal brought it up. Like she just said, liquefaction.
Yeah, it is. It's liquefaction, and it's completely legal to just dump you down the drain.
Wow. Because see, that's the reason we tell people that come to visit when they want, let's go to the beach and swim. Okay, I'll go to the beach with you, but I'm not getting in the water, because we have city drainage that during flooding goes out into the Gulf. So you're going to start putting people down the drain, and flushing them out to the Gulf.
Well, and if we can't get pharmaceuticals and stuff out of our water, I don't know. Like that, it's just disturbing, I think, to think about. I know there's tons of dead stuff in the water, like even from the rivers, and they filter the water and everything else. But just the thought of intentionally doing it kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies. And this person that was talking about this was like, and if you want your love, like it kills me to even say this out loud. This person was like, I asked if I could keep their eyes, but they were already cloudy. So I opted to take their teeth instead. So I keep their teeth in a tin and with their picture. And then they liquefied the rest.
Yeah.
Right there with your sister.
If you only listen on audio, you have to tune in live to see some of the things that come to the chat.
Yeah, we don't always repeat everything, but if you do listen on audio only, you can catch us live every Friday at 7.
That's right.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's crazy. I mean, like I said, and I'm that person. Cremate me, because one, I don't want people looking at my body. When I'm gone, just go ahead. I just don't think I want to be liquefied. That's weird.
Well, I think a lot of this stuff we can float because I know it's getting close to time, but I just wanted to get your all's thoughts on something.
Mhm.
So this week, do you remember the last time we had a big run of strange packets of seeds coming from China?
Oh, yeah.
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 It was right before what?
COVID.
Shit. Yeah.
So there's now been over 1,100 such packages from more than 100 locations mislabeled that have come over in the last little bit, like in the last 6 months. And they're also talking about, and we don't have to play the video, but they're also now talking about, if you remember, back when the mystery seeds were coming, they were also finalizing like all the 5G towers and stuff.
Mhm.
Well, they're now talking about beginning 6G.
Oh, great.
And I think a lot of times, and this is the conspiracy behind the 5G stuff, is that each G is like making people sick and they have to have some cover for the sickness that the next G or whatever does. But it feels weird that we're back to random Chinese seeds coming over. Cause that was like right before the pop off of COVID. And we're going into an election year too. So, it's about that time for destruction and chaos and sickness.
Well, more and more to keep the files from coming out.
That ain't never going to happen.
No, I know.
It's never going to happen.
I know.
If it does, it's like Tully's VD test.
Not one person will go to jail for that.
Oh,
No.
hell no.
Unless it's like a Diddy situation where they slap them on the wrist and let them out in 2 years or whatever.
The only way that stuff gets used is if they no longer have a use for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's the sad truth.
Yep.
But anyway, what's happening tonight on Strange Frequencies?
Strange and Unusual Africa.
All right. So that's awesome because I didn't know that was the topic till right now. So tune in. Top of my head about bullshit.
Cecil's going to research for 15 minutes.
Yep.
Cecil has to research. Everybody research that's listening for 15 minutes. And then we'll talk about everything strange in Africa in 15 minutes.
But I mean, we talked to Isaac. He was from South Africa. I remember.
Oh yeah, we got a ton of South African stories.
I forgot you were sick last week.
Glad to say good job. That's how I do it. It sounds fluent though, right? But anyway, come back in about 15 minutes. We'll be going over Strange Africa on Strange Frequencies.
We'll be right back.
I do want to, before we go, I want to show everybody this new intro that Tully made for the new show that's coming up soon. I love it.
I can hear it.
Yeah.
Blew my fucking eardrums out.
My wife and myself are going to be doing a new show called Till Death Do Us Watch. And Tully was kind enough to make us intro, and I like it. Here's a little preview of it.
I love that.
I love that so much. Thank you so much for making that. Listen, we'll get started on that this week, I believe. So
Awesome.
10 to 15 minute movie reviews, nothing longer. It's going to be short form and pre-recorded.
All right. Sounds good.
Cool. All right,
I'll
we'll be back.
All right, we'll be back.
But wait, there's more! The bees are dying, and our survival depends on them. That's why 4RB's created the Pure Wave Cell, a breakthrough quantum device proven to help hives thrive, doubling colonies and boosting honey production naturally. Every jar of our Pure Wave honey fuels this mission, supporting beekeepers worldwide. Visit 4RBs.com, that's the number 4RBs.com, and use code WITF for 20% off. Save the bees! Save us all! But wait, there's more! Bees are dying, and our survival depends on them. That's why 4RBs created the Pure...
Well, that was my
Well,
bad.
hello, everybody, and welcome to Strange Frequencies.
Yeah.
It's a day. Okay, so hang on, I've got this. Welcome to Strange Frequencies, where the signal slips, the stories get weird, and the truth hides between the static. From cryptids and legends to hauntings, conspiracies, and forgotten histories, we tune into the mysteries that refuse to stay silent.
Nice.
This is the first time you're joining us. I'm Morgana here with Cecil, Stephen, and Tully. And tonight we're going to be talking about Africa.
Woo!
Oh yeah.
So, who wants to get started? Yes, the real Stephen is here. Hey, before we get started, Stephen, you didn't see my new shirt.
No.
Allegedly.
Oh. I like that. I like that. Yeah, I like the name you sent the other day, too.
That really wants me to make a shirt for Steven or even have one made that says the real Steven.
You know?
I was about to say, who's the fake Steven?
When we was doing when we used to do the segments from old shows as a gap, and people would tune in or people would come back and be like, "Oh, Steven's here."
Okay, so I need to do a t-shirt. Real
Did bless the rains in Africa. That's true.
Yep.
Well, I'm glad you did. You know, if you want to bless the rains for me in the morning in South Mississippi, just from like 10 to 11, so I don't have to go sit on my wet soccer field that has no bleachers. That'd be great.
I think that's where Jenny's been. I think she's blessing the rains in Africa right now.
Yeah. Cool.
But I could get started with a ghost story.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Ghost stories, some cryptid stuff, some weird stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
The first one is the taxi that never stops. Comes from South Africa.
Really?
Anyway, yep. Late at night outside Cape Town, drivers still warn each other about a woman who flags down cars along the N2. She's always dressed in white. Is she ever dressed in anything else? She never speaks too much. She just gives an address. Right over there. Those who stop say she smells faintly of rain, even on dry, dreary nights. She sits in the back seat and stares out the window. No matter how fast the car moves, the air inside grows very cold. When the driver reaches the address she gives, it's always the same thing: an empty field, a stretch of road, or a place where a crash once happened. The driver turns around to ask for payment. The back seats, guess what? Empty. Some drivers report something worse. When they don't stop, when they ignore her waving a hand, they later see her standing at the foot of their bed, dripping wet, staring silently until morning.
Yeah. I think that's about right. Yeah.
But I mean that one right there, that's one that I pulled that is supposedly around there in the South African area. But that's a story told in every town, right? Like,
Yeah.
I just over there.
Yeah. But the lady in the red dress or whatever, Crybaby Bridges. It's
We even had it in our hometown on Cotton Bend. Apparently somebody wrecked over the hill, and if you stop in the middle of the night, she'll open the door and get in the car with you and ride all the way out until you get to the end of the road. Like this stuff like that.
The other one that I've heard all over the place, and I don't think we've talked about it specifically, but every town out in suburbia has a dead man's curve. Somebody was killed in the curve. Usually they were beheaded. And now when you go through there late at night, they'll be waiting on you.
I guess it rains down in there. Okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out how she would mistake that, but I think it's how they say.
I can tell you get it because I think that's how I used to sing it too.
Instead of bless the. Yeah. Okay.
Cool. Well, in the Congo Basin, there are villages that won't fish certain rivers, and it's not because the water's cursed, but it's because there's something in the water. Locals describe a massive creature with a long neck, thick tail, and the body of a lion. It doesn't roar, it doesn't hunt people for sport, but it will overturn boats, crush canoes, and kill hippos. And in case you didn't know, hippos allegedly are some badass animals. They're very dangerous. So elders insist that this creature has been there longer than humans. Now, most Western explorers dismiss it as folklore until they realize that every village describes the same animal, even when separated by hundreds of miles and different languages. It doesn't have scales like a croc. There's no fur. It has smooth gray skin. And a lot of people say that it smells like rot and sulfur. And the really messed up thing is the Congo is still one of the least explored places in the world.
Right. Now, is
So
that
there's
I'm sorry. I
No,
talked
go ahead.
What's up, Shelby?
Hey,
Shelby.
Stevie T. Hunter. Is that does the name of that one start with an O, like a Okapoga?
This one, when I found it, did not have a name.
Okay.
You know,
It's like the Mokomimbi though, or whatever,
Mhm.
right? Like it's a dinosaur, is what they
Right.
call it.
Yeah.
exactly.
I think
It's
that's
one
different than the Mokomimbe, isn't it?
Okay.
Oh, which one's the
That sounds
brontosaur?
a little bit different because this right
That's
here's a
it.
water.
Well, the Mokomimbe is the water too. It chills out in the yeah. There now the fun thing about that is, years ago, a guy went there to look for the Mokomimbe, and which there could be dozens of these different areas in the Congo. Don't get me wrong.
Mhm.
Congo's a huge place, mostly unexplored, like Morgana said. But they came across a track that was a 3-toed track. Bump, bump.
Yeah.
But it wasn't as big as you would think it would be. But they said that would come on shore and like take down cattle or something. I can't remember exactly what it was.
Yeah.
But the thing about if it is a brontosaur, why is it killing animals? Because they were herbivores.
Yeah, it wouldn't be that, because also they say the brontosaur are like the size of cows, like they're not big like in the ancient paintings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that right there sounds like a track that a friend of mine from Oklahoma, he bought a cast of one that was things like this big. It's from Australia. It's in the outback. Somebody saw it. Somebody caught a glimpse of it. I think it was kind of described as what we would think, as a dinosaur. But the track is huge. It's like the size of a plate.
I'll read so here's the description that I pulled for the what'd you say, the Mokomimbe or whatever? Mokele Mimbe.
Yeah, I can never pronounce it right. It's like the Mokalea Mimbe.
So it says that it's often described as a massive, long neck but sauropod like animal said to be living in swamps and rivers. Local communities call it the one who stops the flow of rivers, and inspired a bunch of expeditions. But eyewitnesses say that this one is like a gentle giant that feeds on vegetation and generally avoids humans.
Dinosaur. So it's a dragon.
Could be.
Yeah.
What more do you have about it, Morgana? Like,
do you like dragons?
That was all it was, as the dinosaur that refused to go extinct.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are other reports of dinosaurs. But there are other reports of dinosaurs in Africa that are not that big. They're I don't know, maybe a little bit bigger than a sheep or something like that. People have reported that. I don't know.
That's and there was also over in the Congo is where they always talk about having these enormous snakes that nobody else talks about. Yes. And then you'll occasionally see a picture of one that's been taken out, and there are people standing it's waist high to them.
Yeah.
Well, there was the one that they alleged almost struck a helicopter that was 40 feet in the air.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You don't remember that?
I do remember that.
Where they said they were.
Yes. I remember now. Because I wasn't sure if it was I don't know. I guess for me at the time, I wasn't sure if it was CGI or if it was a real thing. Or
I think it was a recreation of what it actually, like what they said it was or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Stephen, you said Stephen has sent a picture, You said that
Yeah.
this was, where was this at?
Oh, this is my research area.
Nice. Look at that.
That's funny, Shelby.
Yeah. And very true. I remember that age.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's pretty-
That's something weird.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Look at that. What's this? I've never seen this before.
my partner
that
my partner had that in his wallet.
That looks like Jeffrey Epstein to me.
Yeah, that could be a reincarnation. And from what I understand, he was just as crappy.
It might be the same person.
Uh-huh.
Could have been, very well could have been. Yeah.
Based
Yeah.
on the pressure of the mud, how much do you think that probably weighed?
Oh, wow.
Man, it had to be pretty heavy. I mean,
It looks like clay.
yeah, it is. It's red clay. Red clay. A little bit. It's kind of the sandy red clay mixture is what that is. Tracks disappear really quick on that ground out there.
See, this is where it would be very useful to be a good drone operator.
So what do you
Mhm.
think about, that's probably about 5, wouldn't it? About
Yeah,
500?
well, 20 is 6 inches long. So
Because something like that ain't moving super fast for long anyway.
yeah,
never-
so I don't know. It looks different. It was different from any other track we'd ever found. So it was picture worthy. We thought it
Yeah.
was.
And where was
Definitely.
that at again?
About
think
5
I was
miles from my
off
house.
Okay. Do you guys have bears, like big bears like that?
We the biggest one I've seen around 300 pounds.
Mhm.
I suppose it could have been a bear that had lost a couple of toes or something. But
Your bears only get up to 300 pounds. I could whoop that bear's arse.
yeah, the black bears in Arkansas around here, they're not just real big.
I
Yeah.
got you.
So
Yeah.
the farther north you go, up in Ohio and stuff like that, you'll get 500-pound black bears.
Mhm.
Yep.
What do you feel
There may
about
be some bigger than that here, but I'm not familiar with it.
Well, speaking of bears, there's one in Africa that's supposed to be a legendary bear. They call it the Nandi bear,
Really?
or Chemosit, carrot, or Codaleo.
what?
And it's reported in the highlands of Kenya, particularly around the Nandi region. Witnesses describe it as a bear hyena hybrid with a sloping back, powerful forelimbs, and a ferocious demeanor, said to be incredibly strong. And it has demonstrated this strength by twisting off people's heads and livestock. That almost sounds like a dog man.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's often linked to attacks on humans, and people say that it may be a misidentified carnivore or a surviving prehistoric animal.
I mean, that seems to be the case in Africa for a lot of these like creature sightings and things like that, because the Congo is really pretty much for the most part is unexplored.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so thick.
That could be a lot of those that used to be seen more widely around the world, that it started getting populated and they said, screw it, let's go to Africa.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And Madagascar's are off the coast there. They got some strange animals that's just unique to Madagascar too.
Yep, absolutely.
So it's
Sometimes
not.
I think people get a crazy idea of perspective because of like the Lion King.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But check this out. That's a hyena.
Yeah, they're big. Yeah.
So the Lion King makes it seem like they're a lot smaller than
Yeah.
a lion. They're
It's-
not.
Yeah, it's like a beagle in the cartoon,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
They're big old puppies.
And I mean, there's more
Well,
pictures.
here's the thing. Here's you a segue into that is the hyena men of East Africa. said
What?
in parts of Ethiopia, Somalia, and Kenya, people lock their doors at night, but it's not because of burglars, it's from hyena men. Said they're beings that are said to be humans who can transform into hyenas after dark, not metaphorically, but they can physically change. Wow, he looks awful friendly.
Because he's holding up meat.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
So-
how's that? I mean, that's not much different than like a Manitou in some cultures
Yeah,
or
it's-
skinwalkers.
Uh-huh. Well, said that, they described them as, like local people during the day, blacksmiths, traders, who later appear at night as massive hyenas walking with an eerie intelligence. The belief is that these men use dark magic, sometimes inherited, sometimes learned, to shift forms. And said what makes it especially disturbing is that it's not ancient history. This is even into the previous century. People accuse specific individuals of being hyena men, and some were attacked or killed by villagers who claimed they had seen the transformation.
Wow.
So,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of a lot of crazy stuff like that goes on.
Mhm.
A lot of,
And then can you
Lot of-
imagine that cackle they supposedly have?
yeah,
I would
Yeah.
think that's a cryptid. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
what if you went out in the
Absolutely.
woods and saw that slumping out of the creek or something?
You know
I'm
what?
going to send y'all a picture and say, is this a dog man?
You know what? Don't he have he has a very similar coat to my big dog Spaz.
Now,
But
a friend of mine named Randy Edwards. He described it more like a hyena. It was somewhere down around El Dorado, Arkansas. They were coming back from a football game, and that's the way he described it. The front end was higher than the back end,
Mhm.
big, and it was big. So
That
Either-
picture that you sent that I sharpened up a little bit, that one too, you could tell,
yeah,
so it's crazy.
yeah, with that. I don't know, man.
I mean, I really like that how like a lot of these lores and things translate to other countries, such as that one, the hyena man, because that puts you in an idea of the skinwalkers and things of that nature in our area. I just now it's really hard to determine what has came through since before we could go everywhere. But before that, there's local legends and things like this, such as the hyena men that transferred overseas, and I would assume that would be about the same time that our natives were talking about skinwalker-ish people.
Mhm.
Yes.
So I think I'm gonna rule it as true.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I don't know why we wouldn't believe that story coming out of Africa. I mean, whenever we have similar stories to that taking place, especially in the Southwest
Mhm.
part of our country, and reports
Yep.
of it, down in Louisiana as well.
Yep.
So,
I concur.
yeah, I sent y'all a link to another thing. Somebody wants to pull it up here in a bit. But yeah, pack of hyenas. That's
Mhm.
yeah. I think the Lion King, it gave us all a bad misconception of the size and everything of the hyenas.
Yeah.
Before I pull up Steven's thing, I want to show y'all this real quick because I feel like they do have a similar coat. You tell me. Here's my puppy right here. You get a little picture of him. He's small.
So he was happy that day. Huh?
Yeah, he's happy. But oops. But yeah. Oh, you said you sent it to the file.
Oh, I didn't send the file. I sent it a text. I need to send it to an email.
Oh, you're good.
Just look up sheep's head fish. That's from Africa. And let me know what you think of it whenever you're looking at it face on with its mouth open.
Sheep.
I'm going to tell you, I have actually owned those fish, but I got rid of them after they were about 4 inches long. So while they did have them, they did not look like that.
Yeah.
not that. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sheep shed.
sheep's head.
Yeah.
Oh, the teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at the teeth on it.
Because those don't look like jagged teeth you would expect. Those look like people teeth.
Yeah, they look like human teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah.
I like to go to its dentist. It looks pretty good.
Ooh.
I've seen people that it looks worse.
Yeah.
What do you think that tastes like?
I don't know. Now, those are some of the fish that can really do some damage to some people.
What about
Yeah.
what about another? You got another ghost story, Cecil?
For sure. For shizzle. Let's pull this up.
I think we may have sheep's head down here.
Really?
I think so.
This one comes to you straight from Kenya. The woman in the mirror. Dun, dun, dun.
Ooh.
In parts of rural Kenya, people say mirrors should be covered at night. Why is that? A woman staying alone in her grandmother's house ignored this rule one evening. As she washed her face, she noticed that her reflection didn't move quite when she did. The woman in the mirror slowly smiled at her.
Ew.
Each night after this, the reflection appeared earlier and earlier, watching her sleep, standing closer each time. The reflection began to age, its skin tightening, eyes darkening. And on the 7th night, the woman awoke to find no reflection at all. Neighbors later say that someone walking the house at night, a woman who looked older than she should have been, who never spoke, who never left. It was the woman in the mirror.
Ew.
That's spooky.
Yeah. I don't want a woman in my mirror that I only want one woman in my mirror.
Here's, that's another thing. Like, just like you're talking about the cultural similarities of like the native culture and stuff with the people who can transform into animals. It's also kind of universal that mirrors being portals has kind of translated across all societies.
Yep.
That belief.
Yeah.
Even in the Dark Ages, people thought that demons could come through mirrors, and people would use mirrors for scrying and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of credence to it. Like at the beginning of Wearing the Folk, I was talking about the picture thing. I was so terrified as a kid that if you took my picture, you was taking part of my soul. And I never knew where that came from until I got a little bit older, and I realized that was part of like Native American culture. And I used to hang out with a Native American when I was a little kid and at the fruit stand. So I'm assuming he told me that, and is why I still get scared taking pictures to this day.
Hey, Larry.
Well, Larry confirmed that the sheep's head tastes good.
Yes, I was going to say, yeah, I did look it up, and they are common down here because I thought I remembered Mo talking about them once when they were out fishing.
Nice.
Okay. I like to fish, Larry. If you were local, we'd totally go fishing.
Come on, meet in the middle. There's got to be a big lake between Kentucky and New York. At least one.
Yeah.
So another thing that you find in a lot of places but it varies, from country to country, is different witches. And in southern Africa, there are stories of witches that don't ride broomsticks, but they instead use light. They're said to remove their legs, store them safely at home, and fly through the night as glowing orbs. People describe them as floating lights that move intelligently, change direction suddenly, and sometimes descend into villages. They're
Yep.
not harmless sightings. If one of these lights enters your home, it's believed that illness or death will follow. In some regions, people throw salt, ashes, or shout specific warnings when they see strange lights moving low over the land, not out of superstition, but out of experience. So because when they see those lights, that something bad is often going to follow.
I wonder if that's where the inspiration for the dead lights came from.
Maybe so.
Could be.
Maybe so. Because that was unique in that, saying that it was a witch that, traveled that way.
Our friend that we used to interview told us a similar story to that, that people would ward their houses against that.
Oh, wow.
But if you haven't been with us a really long time, back when it was just me and Cecil, we would get crazy people to interview sometimes, and like-minded individuals.
Yeah.
And one of the people that we interviewed a few times was a paranormal investigator from South Africa. And you can actually still find some of those episodes like on Rumble or BitChute, maybe even YouTube. But he talked about the locals, like the local tribes of Southern Africa. They didn't really believe in ghosts or cryptids. They lumped them all into one category called the Togoloshi,
Togoloshi.
which were kind of like, I don't know, if you look up a picture of them, they kind of look like goblins in a way, like a classic goblin-esque creature. But they also said that these creatures could transform, they could turn invisible, and that if you got visited, that it was likely that another practitioner of the arts was targeting you, and you would then have to retaliate in some way, like either protect yourself. And there were dark markets located around South Africa where, maybe you would have to acquire more unconventional materials to
like he said, you didn't want to go out into the bush by yourself because you might end up
being those materials.
An item there.
It's like blood magic, pretty much.
Okay. Yeah. So it's kind of like you can. Was it Etsy?
That
wasn't a mistake, Larry.
Well, the Togoloshi, I mean, this is one that's persisted, like constant views, like people see it all the time, even up until the early 2000s, late 2000s. Well, I guess we are in the early 2000s, 2020.
Yeah, we're like a quarter of the way through.
It's still heavily believed in, and like people ward against this stuff. It's kind of like
they raise their beds on bricks to keep them from being able to reach them.
Yeah,
really,
and keep stuff under their beds, under their pillows, on their doors of their houses. And it's kind of like the father. That culture is like the father and mother of voodoo and hoodoo.
Oh, yeah.
So voodoo and hoodoo are like, bastard children of that culture in Africa.
Yeah. And the Togoloshi, I mean, that's one of them things that's so scary to me because they're supposed to be, like Tully said, little goblin-esque things. They're blamed for everything from unexplained deaths, accidents, sleep paralysis, even like they blame them for all kinds of stuff. And like this is one thing that if somebody says they've seen it in the area, it causes mass panic. Like everybody's like, oh God, yeah.
But the description of these is the description of the goblin, or is it kind of like the Kentucky goblin?
No, it's a little different.
There you go. That's what they're saying, kind of.
Oh, so that would be almost be more like a puckwudgie.
Yeah. Little wrinkled skin, sharp teeth, glowing eyes, all the good stuff that comes with a little goblin.
Yeah, kind of Like if Dobby had sharp teeth from Harry
Yeah.
Potter.
I don't want to shame it or anything, but it's a little chubbier than the Hodginsville Goblin. You know.
Well, it doesn't have the gem eyes either.
Yeah.
The glowing gemstone eyes or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Man.
Well,
that's
I got-
cool.
Go ahead.
No,
Go
you go ahead.
You go ahead.
So the night screamer of the savannah.
Ooh.
So across multiple cultures.
My mind's in the ditch. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's
Go
okay.
ahead.
Cecil
We had
decided
some of those in Manchester.
I hear you.
I think Cecil was one of the night screamers.
Well, here's the thing. I'll bet you it's different.
All right.
Bet you.
Yeah.
So, and this is, like I said, across multiple African cultures. There's a shared fear of a creature that screams, not to hunt, but to terrify. Descriptions vary, but the sound is always the same. A piercing human-like scream that freezes you in place. Hunters say it causes panic so intense that they forget how to run. Livestock refuses to move when it's heard. Some believe it's a spirit. Others say it's a physical creature that uses fear as a weapon. But the chilling part is lions, hyenas, and jackals all avoid the area when screaming starts.
Yep.
Oh,
So even predators are scared of it.
Yeah.
definitely.
That was you, Cecil, huh?
Well,
Yeah.
think about all the you hear about this all the time in America.
Mhm.
Like the unexplained screams that sometimes sound like help me, but not really human.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
terrifying. Like
Oh, yeah.
those recordings, if I were an animal, I'd be running from that too.
Oh, hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's I mean, yeah, one of the scary stories about that right there is the one that comes out of Texas. You know, it's down there not far from Longview, over in around the Sabine River area. So that's
What do they say about it?
all right. Well, what the way that story goes is there was a guy out there. He was hunting at night. He had the thermal scope, and he'd been sitting leaned up against a pine tree for I can't remember how long. And he decided he would go ahead and move to a different spot. Well, not long after he moved from that spot to a different spot, he was scanning the area, and he could see something coming up on all fours. And at first he thought, well, maybe it's a pig. Then he realized this is not a pig. He said that it walked up to the tree that he was sitting at and started sniffing. Then it started sounding like a woman screaming, help me, help me. So this right here would be kind of like the maybe a combination of the night deer. I don't know, whatever else you might.
And then I started blasting.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah,
I'd be like that guy that shot the gorilla or whatever. I'd
yeah. I love that story.
never go and explore it again.
Uh-huh. Yep.
But yeah, he said it came up to the tree that he had been at and started sniffing. But it's a human-like thing. So I don't know. I mean, there's one
video. It'd take me a minute probably to find it again, but you all remember the video where the man's on a horse and he's looking out over a grassy field, and you see this figure like stand up out of the field and just scream, help me, but you can tell immediately that this thing isn't human.
Yeah. Yep.
It sounds like something from it sounds like a Resident Evil creature trying to say help me.
Ew. That's ew.
Just almost like it's mimicry. It's
Uh-huh.
not like
Yes.
it's not like it knows language.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like
Yep.
the Predator movies, like how the Predator calls people in with their own voices and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah.
Well, and that's often been something that you hear about too. Like say, and you hear it when they start talking skinwalkers a lot of times, is hearing a voice that you know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, it's just familiar enough that you want to see make sure you check, because it might be somebody that, that matters. So,
I respect it. It takes an animal with balls of steel to hunt humans. And, if I heard that in the woods, I would just be like, okay, well, little does this thing know that I've been looking for a final battle my whole life.
and that was the one thing when we had Caitlin on talking about skinwalkers. That was the first time I think I met her, and we were talking about the TV show Dark Skies. And she goes, they've really done very well in the culture and everything with that show. She said, that's probably one of the better done ones that she's seen. But in the first episode of the first season, there is what is clearly a skinwalker. And this one girl that is native, she keeps trying to touch her and stuff. And she's like, no, you don't know. You're not touching me, because that's the only way they can get you, is if they touch you and they have something of yours to use. So, I certain voices I know I shouldn't be hearing. So when I start hearing those, it's
no better way to go, Crystal. Cryptids, aliens. Like I'm ready. Let's go.
I just want you to get pictures on your phone, so when we find your phone, we can go, oh, he proved it for us.
Yeah,
it'd be a selfie that he got to take of him before he got.
No, I want it to be like the one where the guy's doing a selfie off the side of a boat and doesn't realize a shark's coming up behind him. That'll be his final selfie. It'll be Bigfoot behind him.
Yeah. Maybe not that, Landa. Okay, come on now.
That could be, though, because you would totally underestimate Dobby.
Oh,
that's true.
Yes, you would. You'd look at him and go, dude.
Well, the people of South Africa are terrified of those things, and they're small. So,
yeah. Well, and is that the same one that sits on your chest?
Yeah. I mean, it's the Togoloshi is a bunch of different things, like the goblin thing.
Everything.
Yeah,
okay.
It's everything.
Because it seems like I remembered something about one that would sit on your chest.
Yeah,
and you couldn't move or anything like that.
They blame it on. They blame sleep paralysis on it. They blame ghosts. Yep. They blame curses. They blame everything on this thing.
Yep. Okay.
And they can be controlled with the right blood magic.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So if I wanted to take you out, that would be the way to do it.
Which is what people think happens. Like that's part of their culture. Is like they call these things to do hit jobs.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, that'd be the way to do it, because it's hard to trace that back.
Yeah.
Togoloshi don't leave fingerprints.
Uh-huh.
Oh, no.
Well, I had a friend tell me one time, we weren't friends at the time. We just started working together, and he was so fun. Neil was great. But we were on smoke break together, and he looked at me and says, tell me something nobody or very few people know about you. I'm like, I could tell you multiple ways to dispose of a body. He goes, really? And I'm like, yes. He goes, shark shit does not have DNA. And I'm like, okay, take them out front out here. When you get out there, slice that femoral, push them over. Shark shit doesn't have any DNA. And I'm like, oh my God, we're going to be great friends.
There's a series on TikTok, Lando, where it's the first thing that Dobby asks for after he's free, and it's playing like Naruto music in the background, and this dude goes, for his first wish, Dobby would like a black and mild with a wood tip. And it's just a series like that, and it's hilarious.
I remember those.
Well, now he's on like the 50-knot thing that Dobby wants after he's a free elf.
Nice.
Oh man.
But in your studies, the vast research that we've done in reference to this topic tonight, I know we've all researched to death.
Well, that's the cool thing about Africa. We can keep going for
oh yeah.
ever.
Did Did you
Oh, yeah.
find any?
Yeah,
Did you?
you're talking about animals that hunt people. You know, you had the Savo man eaters.
Oh yeah, for sure. Did you all find anything about the people who return wrong?
No.
Let's hear it.
All right, so
Wrong.
across many parts of Africa, there are accounts of people who disappear, and days later, weeks later, even years later, they return, just as they did the day they disappeared. Physically, they look the same. No signs of starvation, no injuries, no aging, even. So they found the fountain of youth. But something just doesn't seem right. You know what I'm saying? Families report that people don't ask questions about what they missed while they was gone. They don't react emotionally to reunions. They often speak politely and calmly, but no warmth can be felt like when you're talking to me. Some stop using nicknames or family terms referring to relatives by the name and referring to relatives the way they used to. Instead, they just call them by their first name. Like I'd be calling Tully Tenpenny. I'd be like, "Hey Tenpenny, what's up?" And across the regions of West Africa, East Africa, and South Africa, witnesses describe the same unsettling details. It's much like the hyena man or something earlier that was brought up. Animals avoid them, dogs whine or hide, livestock refuse to approach, chickens even scatter when they pass by. They report that these people stop eating, or when they do eat, they just chew real slow and swallow without any kind of expression and just forget to finish meals. A lot of them don't even sleep at night. Instead, they sit silently or standing outside until the morning time. And most people cover mirrors when people like this are in their presence because they're afraid of what they may truly see in the mirror. The most disturbing detail is its consistency. The return often claim no memory of where they were, or they describe places that don't exist, endless plains with no sun, villages with no doors, forests where everything watches. Some say they were kept or taught or used, but cannot explain how. Now, this one right here is real cool to me because there was a TV show a long time ago where they were exploring real zombies.
Mm-hmm.
You know how they used them puffer fish in Haiti to make people real zombies.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's what this is. This isn't like a fictional tale either. This is one of the ones I pulled up. What's the strange things, the strange real things that happen across Africa? This falls within that. So there was a guy on one of those episodes where he returned, like they buried him, like they buried this guy, and then he somehow got out. Somebody dug him up or something. And somebody hit him with that puffer fish stuff, whatever they use in Haiti, and he no longer slept. He hardly ate. He barely, but he also didn't remember people's names. You know what I mean? Which is different than this whole thing.
Yeah, it is different.
Wouldn't that be wild to be like somebody just walk up to you and go, and you're a different person, but you're still kind of alive? Like it's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well, that reminds me of the crocodile stuff too. If you remember, the crocodile was a drug, like I don't know, it just started in like the last 10 years, but the reason they call it that, it starts to make people's skin weird.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually like their teeth fall out and their skin starts to fall off and they still can't stop doing it. And they look like a zombie
wow.
to the point where they're like, just like a walker, almost like in The Walking Dead.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because and I know that the show that you're talking about, Cecil, about the actual real zombies in Haiti and stuff like that. There was one guy that they interviewed from like the 70s, early 80s, something like that. Mm-hmm. And he lived like that for years and years. And said the thing about it is he realized what was going on around him, but he just couldn't do anything about it.
Mm.
Oh, wow.
Because they had that kind of control over him.
It's like, do you see what Larry's saying? That's crazy. I mean, it sounds similar.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It just makes him appear dead and unresponsive.
That's wild.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
I could
Yeah,
see that
that's-
too.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mhm.
Permanent
That sounds
brain
similar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would make sense on the not being able to sleep and stuff like that. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
It's so wild that could just be like a instant thing.
Yeah.
Well, you know, a big problem with some of those drugs, like especially crocodile, to go back to that for a second, they were running out of bones in graveyards because one of the main components of the drug was ground up human bone.
Mhm. Yep.
And
Bone.
this probably isn't much different if it's a fine powder. Like you almost have to have a substrate to mix it with.
You know,
Yeah.
you kind of wonder because they talk about people that got into like Tutankhamun's burial chamber and everything. You know, some of them died from strange things, and they touched on the fact that it could have been something inside there. So,
Mhm.
you know, I would think that there are those kind of substances all over. And
Some of those people died crazy.
yes, absolutely.
Larry,
And-
it's no different. Like if you think about like cell phones or Wi-Fi or anything like that, text messages. If we didn't have scholars telling us that it was completely normal that all these waves were traveling through the air all the time,
Yeah.
but they do tell us that it's crazy to think that our brain waves can't travel through the air.
Hmm.
I personally think that like all like magic and prayer and all that kind of stuff
Yeah.
plays directly into like string theory and physics.
Mhm.
Like,
Some kind of science, even like old school alchemy was science. Like,
Mhm.
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, all of it
It's
ties into it.
I think they call it crazy because I forget one of you all said this the other week, where if like everybody in the world smiled at the same time, the universe would break.
Yeah.
I believe that. Like I think
Mhm.
if all of humanity consciously thought one thing,
Yeah.
who knows what would happen.
You know, that's when people ask me, well, why would you believe in a spell, or what would you even consider that? I'm like, it's on the same level with the power of prayer. If you put enough of yourself into it, if you put enough belief into it, then it's going to manifest. The same with praying for someone. If you wholeheartedly, yes, I believe that prayer works.
Yeah.
And like I said, I think that it's that universal thing that as humanity we all reach into, but we don't always reach into the same places.
Right.
I think another thing that's pseudoscience is so one of two things. Either the moon doesn't cause the ocean to wane and wax,
Mhm.
or the moon does have a massive effect on the water inside of our bodies.
Oh, yeah.
One of those two things has to be true.
Yeah.
Either the moon ain't doing that,
Mhm.
or the moon does have a massive impact on our
Yeah.
internals.
Yeah. Well, a friend of mine, he worked at a mental institution for a while, and he told me before, whenever you have a full moon, things are going to get a little bit wild in the mental institution.
Mhm. Yep.
But yeah, and along the same vein of what y'all are talking about, with our brain waves, they go outside. Story that I really like a whole lot is about the monkeys that were on a deserted island, and they were being fed sweet potatoes. And there was one young monkey that, instead of just picking up the sweet potato off the beach and eating it sand and all, it washed it in some water and then ate it. Then its mom started doing it. Then the rest of the monkeys started doing it. And the amazing thing that happened was that on another island where these monkeys had absolutely zero contact, it was miles away, they started doing the same thing. How do you
And
explain
that is a good one. Before we get to that, I want to answer Linda's question. This is because the government has infiltrated your computer and is watching, and they haven't gone to your TV yet. But anyway, that is a good point. I don't know. Learned behavior is a strange thing, ain't it?
Mhm. That's really funny, Landa, because you and Larry are both on YouTube. So I would think
Well,
if anybody could see each other's, it would be you two.
we've had our YouTube is the mystery of Oak Island. We have
Yeah.
people disappear, reappear. We had 1,000 people show up in one day, one time.
Yeah.
Our videos get a bunch of views, and then it'll go back down. Like
Yeah. That's my
very-
favorite thing to see one on YouTube, which we don't get thousands anyway, but we'll have like 450, and then the next day I'll check in and say 7. Like, sweet.
it jumps, and then the algorithm's like, wait a second, we can't have conspiracy theorists out.
We don't even talk- we don't
We
even talk-
damn sure can't have them making money off of it.
Yeah,
You know?
we don't talk about the crazy shit we could talk about. Like, there's a lot of stuff that I want to talk about, but we could never on YouTube.
Mhm.
Well,
So-
anyway, here's a comedic break for Landa. Let's see. This is,
I love you, Landa.
this is the 8th thing that Dobby wanted after being freed.
Hey, Dobby, now that you're a free elf, anything else you want to try?
Dobby would like a backwoods. And a bus ball. Green apple.
My man.
My man.
A backwoods and a buzzball.
I mean, back when I partook in things like that, backwards was hard to navigate for me. I don't know about you all.
Well, the latest thing that Dobby wanted, though, was more chill. He just wanted to play Elden Ring. So
See, you give them screens and you lose them.
Yeah.
So, all right, back to Africa. In parts of rural West Africa, there's an old rule: never answer a knock after midnight, especially if it comes in threes.
I don't answer a knock after 6:00 p.m.
Well, first off, you don't ever get the opportunity to knock here because my dogs are going to let me know 5 full seconds before you get to the gate that you're there. Then I'm going to look on the cameras, and I may or may not answer.
From a child, my sweet grandmother used to say that the only people out after dark is rogues and thieves.
Well, so
And
the
then
thing
see
is,
me riding
too,
on a bicycle at 10 o'clock at night.
well, and they say that people describe hearing soft knocking polite and patient, but then when no one answers, the knocking moves from the door to the window to the wall closest to where you're sleeping at.
Really?
So, and those who open the door report seeing nothing, not a person, not an animal, but by morning, someone in the house falls violently ill or doesn't wake up at all. Elders say that it's not a spirit and it's not a ghost, but it is something that needs permission, and that once you give it permission, it does not leave alone.
Well,
Oh, so-
if you don't let
So
it
you're-
in, then you pass away. What if you let it in? Does it just chill?
Chill.
No,
Shorty.
well, I don't know. If you pass away without letting it in, I guess it just scared you to death.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Speaking
kind
of
of
people not. Oh, I'm sorry, Stephen. Go ahead.
that's kind of like along the lines of the vampire, the aliens, or whatever else. I mean, if you give them
Mhm.
permission, then then they can
Yep.
do whatever.
I do have to ask this question amongst you all and the viewers. Have you ever had anybody knock on your door and you knew who it was, like a neighbor or something, but you don't want to answer the door? So you gradually just go around turning off lights randomly? Like they did the last time you first walked up? Have you ever done that?
I have
I've
so there was a night. You all know that I stay up extremely late,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a night where we had people who were playing ding dong ditch in the neighborhood, and I'm sitting here watching TV, and I'm like, I wish, please, I was like, please God, let them come knock on the door, and they did, and the first time they ran off before I could get to the door. So I sat down, I put my Brooks on, and it was summer, so it was still warm outside. And I'm generally in decent cardio shape, like I could run.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, these were probably high schoolers, so they were in better cardio shape. But because I'm, you know, getting up there, like I don't have the endurance like I used to. But I'm as
Totally leaving out an important part. This was in dead winter, wasn't it?
yeah, I kind of don't remember. I thought it was warm.
It might have been warm, but Tully's wearing ball shorts and work boots.
Well, that's a different time. I know what you're talking about. This time I had my Brooks on.
Yeah, he's styling and profiling, Cecil.
Yep. So I go outside and I hunker down between the cars and wait for them to come ring the doorbell. And I scared them to death, like bad. I'm talking like jumped off the side railing of the porch and took off toward the pond. And I pursued, and I got to the point where the slowest one of them, and they were all skinny, so they were all moving. And the slowest one of them, I reached out and touched their shoulder. And finally, we hit the curve of the pond, and I touched their shoulder. They start scrambling, fall in the pond. Another falls in the pond, and I just start screaming like, "If you MFers ever come to my door again, you'd better be ready to fight!" Like just, and they're like scrambling trying to get out of the water and stuff. It was scary. Like it was hilarious. And one of my buddies was like, "What would you have done if you'd actually caught one?" And I'm like, "I have no idea. Probably just like pitched him in the pond. I don't know. Like
that's funny though. I mean, that's a 100% Clay County move though. I think.
Well, that's okay. Well, here's my thought process behind this. I feel like that's a key moment in every child's life. You try to ding dong ditch.
Yeah.
And then either you get caught or you barely get away, and then you tell the story the rest of your life. So I gave them an excellent story to tell for the rest of their lives.
And I would like to congratulate you for not shooting them in the back.
Well, no, I'm not going to shoot them.
No, that happened recently. No, that happened recently in Texas, maybe? Like within the last month or so. Yeah,
it happens
that
too
actually
often.
recently
That's
happened.
crazy.
The kids were doing ding dong ditch, and as the kid was running off, he shot him and killed him.
That's insane.
When I was a child, I ding dong ditched somebody in the middle of town, and he chased me down Courthouse Hill. And there was a point where he could almost reach out and touch my back, and I barely escaped. And I feel like that's a core moment
thing.
Yeah, it's a core moment in every child's life, and I gave them that core moment because I could actually catch up, and you know,
I ding dong ditch one time, about 12 years old. Guy took off after us, and I was, of course, a portly kid. I was a violent kid. So I knew he's catching up, so I turned around and squared off with him like, I'm going to whip this old man's ass. And then he punched me in the face, and I went to the ground.
I don't think stopping's an option. But I'm telling you, I was like screaming full blast. I was like, "You little MFers!" Like you. And I was chasing them through other people's yards. Like, I'm lucky I didn't get shot in the back because we were like full blown sprinting for probably 400 meters.
Oh man, yeah.
Look, my cousins and I, we used to spend pretty much the summers at my grandmother's. I mean, that was just, we wanted to be there because it was so much more fun being there than it was at home. And we decide at 1 o'clock one morning that we're going to go walking in the middle of the night. So we sneak out a window, and now understand There is not another living soul within 10 miles of my grandmother's house at this point in time. So what we thought we were going to see, I couldn't tell you. But so we walk up the road a while, then we decided there's nothing to see here, so let's go back. And as my cousin is going back through the window, all we hear is click, click, and see a gun barrel coming out the window.
Oh, yeah.
And Grandma's like, get your asses in this house right now.
Well, it's like Larry said. Yeah, Larry, it'd be a much different story if I was out in the middle of nowhere and started getting doorbells and knocks in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
There was a lady I went to church, used to go to church with us. She was a little bitty thing, about 5 foot tall. I guarantee you, anybody that went to her house, she never locked her door. So, I mean, you never knew if she was home or she was out walking around visiting neighbors or what. But you started announcing who you were before you walked up on the steps to knock on her door, because she had her shotgun right beside her bed.
Oh, yeah.
Miss Lucille was a character now.
Yep.
I mean, I live in the country still, you know. I've got a couple of neighbors or whatever, but the last person to knock on my door, and this is the way I always answer my door, is with my big dog barking like he's going to tear somebody to pieces, and me cracking the door about this far with a piece back here going, what? The last time I did that was the sheriff's. And I was like, oh, let me put this dog up real quick. We'll just blah, blah, blah. I was like, I don't know anybody that lives down here. Get off.
No. What Cecil was referring to earlier, which this is way off topic. I did get caught in the dead of winter outside, maybe in work boots and shorts and a tank top that had a cat on the front of it.
The kitty cat in space.
I went out to break up there was underage fighting going on, like a fighting club. And right as everybody was dispersing, the wonderful police pull up and look at me and decide they need to talk to me about something.
I thought Cecil was painting a Cousin Eddie moment there when he described what you were wearing.
Oh yeah, it was well, because all the kids ran off, and I'm walking back to the house, and that's about the time the police got there, and I'm like, "Hello, sir."
I'm not drinking a case of beer and wearing work boots and shorts. Take top with cat.
We're just chilling.
I was just walking around.
Chilling, huh?
Wow.
Okay, so the faceless herdsman.
Oh, we're back on it.
Yeah, let's get back on it.
Right.
I got one more too.
Okay, across parts of the Sahel and northern savanna regions, herders tell of encountering another herdsman standing perfectly still amongst cattle that are not his. From a distance, he looks normal, tall, wrapped in traditional cloth, staff in hand. Up close, there's no face, just smooth skin where eyes, nose, and mouth should be. Those who speak to him say he tilts his head as if listening but never responds. If you turn away, even for a moment, he's gone, along with some of your livestock. There are never tracks leading away. They just stop in the middle of nowhere, and they never find the cattle, dead or alive.
Oh, wow. So it's kind of like he's just going down there and, I don't know.
Grab a dinner.
Dinner or something like that, or he's beaming them up.
Yeah. See, Tully did start Fight Club.
I did not start the Fight Club, but I did end it.
Totally just out the room. Totally just out
the house.
He might as well join the HOA.
Listen, if it wasn't disturbing my peace, I wouldn't care. But this was before, like, we moved into this place while they were still developing. Yeah. So it was all just a big mud hole, and they were fighting in the mud hole next to the house. And it was, imagine 30 people outside your door screaming. So
why don't people fight quiet anymore? I remember back in the day when we'd all meet down at the ballpark everybody be fighting and we'd be standing in a big circle, but everybody's real quiet, like, get him. Now everybody has to scream and be like, oh, and like
Well,
filming.
see, it's devolved. Like we went from Fight Club 7 years ago to people bickering in the neighborhood Facebook group over a 15-year-old running stop signs on an e-bike and everybody at war over whether they can do that or not.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Like Gen A is wild. I saw a Gen A kid on said e-bike call an old woman a stupid bee on Facebook today.
Dude, it's reverting
in front of hundreds of people.
It's reverting back to the way it used to be. I'm kind of proud.
But it's like it's devolved though. It's almost like idiocracy.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. We never realized that was going to be a roadmap to the future.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I didn't start the Fight Club, Shelby.
Not up there.
I just ended it. That's what I'm saying. Like, both times that these opportunities have presented themselves, I've been able to like reach out and touch somebody, but I've never been able to actually catch somebody. So I need to step up my game, my cardio game.
No, you need to have Rachel run out after him, and you be waiting for him around the corner.
Sadly, Rachel can probably catch them.
Oh no. Dude, if we had a race, I'm actually fast, like really fast.
He's like stupid fast. That's all.
Not me. If I'm running, I just have to be able to outrun you.
Well, Cecil's seen it
Something's
firsthand.
after me.
If the bear's after us, I'm going to be the last man standing. I'm sorry.
I don't like to run. I'm too fat to run. I'll just stand and take my punishment.
Yeah, at this point in my life, I'm just gonna have to stand my ground. I can't run. So.
Flick out your old case pocket knife. Be like, let's see what happens.
Tommy would like a buzz ball.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to ask you guys. I mean, are y'all the type that if somebody doesn't have to say anything, if somebody just all of a sudden they have a quick movement and they just take off running, do you take off with them?
Yeah. Yeah. What are you talking?
I'm just wondering.
Hey, I was gonna say, the last time I took off running was because my niece, who decided to have twins at 41 years old, they took off running from her and then they split. So she went after one and I went after the other. Do you know how fast those little assholes are? I mean, 3 years old and they can get it. So,
yeah.
When I was a kid, when my nephew was little, he'd take off running from me like that, and I just hit him with something like a shoe, and then back the head with a shoe, something to knock him down.
Well, the only reason I can keep up is like 3/4 of my body is legs. Like I've got
That's
a long
true.
stride.
He's got legs for days. Those legs go all the way up, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Larry. Well, that was probably the most recent time that I've had to run. We get out of the car and I take like 3 steps, and in that split second, I had a moment where I'm like, there's something that I don't recognize in front of me, and it was a bear. So I had to juke a little bit to get back to the car.
The last time I seen a bear was in this front yard.
That's on my OnlyFans, Crystal.
I was.
That was Cecil that had that.
Oh yeah, it's on Cecil's OnlyFans.
The last time I saw a bear, I was walking this one when she's about 6 months old. This dog right here. And it was nighttime, and I heard, and she just started going meep, 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 barking at something around the corner of the house where I couldn't see. So I focused real good, and it was a damn bear standing right here at the side of the house. So I just took her and I was like, all right, time to go back in. And we just went back in. She's ready to kill it, though, wasn't girl?
You know,
I
sometimes
did
little
figure out
dogs
that.
like that can scare big
Yeah.
things off easier.
Yeah. I did figure out that I could still move faster than I thought I could there. I think it wasn't this past summer, but the summer before we were in South Arkansas working. And I almost stepped on the copperhead. I figured out that I could still move quicker than I thought I could.
I'm telling you, you get mad enough or scared enough,
Yeah.
you'll surprise yourself.
Oh yeah.
I'll tell you what, I've got the fastest sprint in 10 feet you've ever seen.
That's what we'll have the next get together is a 10-foot dash.
Hey, I actually came in first for a 0K run a few years ago.
I was telling somebody about what I used to run in high school. I was like, I used to run 40 and 5-1. They went, bullshit. I was like,
Yeah.
you prick.
I was told, hey, we're having a 0K race at the yacht club this weekend. You should come. And I'm like, okay. That you got drinks, you got appetizers, and I want a huge suitcase. So it was all right.
But yeah, my running ability is not existent.
You just got to own it.
My walking ability is pretty rough to determine right now, too, honestly.
Okay, so since we're on health stuff, sort of, kind of, I don't know if you all did, but I will promise you, I'm willing to bet Stephen had this. When you were in school, grade school, did y'all have the big long ropes hanging from the top of the gym that you had to climb up with, that 2-inch thick piece of foam that would protect you if you fell from 30 feet?
No, we
Yeah,
couldn't afford
I had that, but I never did have to climb them. They'd done away with that before in our gym. Of course, I mean, I went to a small town, small school.
Mm-hmm.
And at one time they did have that in the gym, but they had taken those down before I got old enough to
I literally had to climb that. Of course, I got picked on because the first thing I did was kick my shoes off. And the coach is like, "What are you doing, McDaniel?" I'm like, I can climb this rope, but I'm going to give myself, every opportunity."
Yeah.
But I mean, I would see kids halfway up either burn their hands sliding down it, or get 15 feet in the air, and literally all they had were those gym mats underneath you.
Yeah, they're not.
What they did to us, Tully can vouch for this probably. We went to the same grade school. It was a little different. We had a really big hill behind our school. So what they'd have us do is run up that hill as fast as we could, lay down and roll all the way to the bottom, and then run back up it.
Roll to the bottom,
yeah. And we had tires, like stomp. We had them for a little while. We had a few weird things
every year. So it was biennial, so twice a year. We would have to physically test, and you would have to run up that hill. The hill was probably 50 yards at an angle where when you got to the top, you were crawling on all fours. And you had to go up and down the hill so many times. You had to do the tires and obstacle courses, and then you competed against each other.
Tug of war. I was the champ, son.
Tug of war. There was a lot. It was tug of war, and then you had direct competition where you had to outpace people.
Mm-hmm.
And we had to do that twice a year. Once when it started getting cold, and then once whenever it got warm again.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that I was so good at tug of war in grade school that the teachers would sit around and just sit there smoking their cigarettes and be like, "All right, you just did 2 of them. Jeff, you hop in there." He put people on there until they finally pulled me over.
My grandmother, when I was a kid, her backyard, I mean, it was perfectly flat for half an acre, and it was covered in fig trees. But then when you got to the edge of the fig orchard, then it went at a steady downhill. And I can remember my mom and her sisters putting us in 55-gallon drums or tractor inner tubes and rolling us down the hill.
That's
Oh,
funny.
my.
I
And
never
we
understood that.
survived.
Like we had to run to the top,
Uh-huh.
and then you've seen that, like that race where people tumble all the way back down the hill.
Uh-huh.
It looked like that, like people rolling head over ass down this hill.
Wow.
And then you had to roll down the hill. And have you ever tried to run up a 50-yard hill at an angle kind of like this at the beginning and at the end, get to about like this after you rolled down that damn thing? It's hard.
I never was in PE. I always played sports. So
This wasn't PE.
Yeah,
The whole school had to do it.
the whole
Yeah,
school
it was-
had to do it.
It was
I was always in-
required.
I was always in basketball. So I mean,
It was an all-day
constant
thing.
line drills. I'll tell you what. I don't. It wasn't like a big hill because we don't really have that many big hills around where our school was. But bleacher laps. Whenever we would do, whenever in high school, I had a really good coach in school, junior high and high school, and anytime we would make him mad, we would have basketball practice and not use a basketball, if you can imagine. And there were times he would tell us that what y'all did on the court, that was a really special kind of stupid. So let's run bleacher laps.
Oh yeah, I've done bleacher laps before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But after you run 75 bleacher laps for practice, that's you start paying more attention to what coach says.
Mhm.
I think
Yeah.
our
I
thing
reckon
was like we always talk about, like they said that it was the school of the future.
Yeah.
Those days that we had to do this, they canceled. We didn't have one class that whole day. It took the whole school day to do.
They presented it as something fun though. I forgot what they called it. It was something ridiculous, like
They disguised it as a field day.
yeah.
That's what they said. It was, they called it field day, and they would cancel class for the whole school day. So it started at 8 a.m.
Mhm.
and ended at 3 p.m. and it was physical tests all day, twice a year.
Wow.
Because field day, I've learned from other people, you can like play basketball with your buddies. You might have been able to go swing. You couldn't do that here.
Well, there's an asterisk there. You could if you weren't part of the active test.
Oh yeah.
Like, because there were groups, like, they didn't send the whole class or the whole school up the hill at once.
Yeah.
They would test classes, and while that class was doing it, the rest of the classes got the swing or whatever.
It might have been gone by the time you got there, like what the jungle gym was for. They had a dome jungle gym, and that used to be where we go and fist fight. And like instead of like the teachers breaking us up, they'd all sit around smoking cigarettes watching.
That's crazy, Larry. I guess I didn't realize that.
Yeah, Larry, we when we played dodgeball, we were usually using a basketball to do it with.
Oh, those what are those medicine balls?
Oh
Yeah.
Those damn things hurt.
Are they not allowed to play dodgeball anymore?
Nope, they are not.
What's going on?
Dodgeball
Because people get hit in the face and it hurts.
hell yeah.
That's part of it.
I know.
That's
I
how
know.
life feels. That's preparing you for the real world.
Yeah,
That's
I
part
mean,
of the fun of dodgeball.
Yes,
I
they
mean-
are very particular. But I can remember when my kids started school, they were still allowed to paddle. And
Oh, yeah.
then
yeah.
parents could opt out. You had to sign a form. Then, okay, there was no paddling unless you signed a form okaying it, and then there was no paddling.
Well, now it makes more sense. Like
I know
why
why-
everything's going the way it is, because
I'm gonna ask my nephew if he's played dodgeball, and if he hasn't, I'm gonna buy a dodgeball, and he's playing dodgeball against me.
I feel like these kind of things, foster primal instincts.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like if we've taken it all away, that makes sense why you have like iPad kids that,
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
it's like Larry said, you get hit with a dodgeball and want to file a lawsuit or whatever.
Yep.
Right.
Exactly. And I was just that kid. And I'm not saying for or against. I mean, but at the end of the day, my son made a good point to his girlfriend recently. He goes, my parents weren't quick to spank, but when they did, I had more than asked for it.
Mm-hmm.
So and that was the thing. I've never been abused a day in my life, but I can remember my principal in middle school saying, okay, you've got two choices. You can either take licks or I can call your dad, because he knew my dad. And I put my hands on that desk and said, let's do this. Because I knew if he called my dad was going to say, go ahead and paddle her. And then I was going to have to deal with him when I got home for getting in trouble at school.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's abuse obviously there's abuse out there,
Absolutely.
but for the most part, we can all look back on it and say, okay, yeah, it kind of sucked, but it was fair. Like I was being a menace.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun, dude. I mean, the getting beat part. Dad never hit me. Mom beat me with like broomsticks and stuff. There's a difference.
That's I remember my dad saying he remembered his mom, my grandmother, spanking him one time in his entire life. He said, and the only reason I remember it is she reached over and pulled a limb off of a cedar tree. He said, and a cedar limb does not hit you one time. It wraps around you about 30 times. He said, and she only gave me 2 licks, but that's the only spanking I remember growing up.
It was the same with sassafras trees is what I always had to go get, sassafras limbs.
Privet hedge. They're like little whips. They don't break.
When I was a kid, there was nothing funner than going to like a family gathering at Granny's with all my cousins and aunts and uncles. And then simultaneously, every one of them asked us to go get our own switches.
My mom made the mistake of doing that one time. And I was probably like 7. And they looked outside and I was dragging a log out of the woods. And I drug it out into the yard, and they said that they started laughing so hard that they couldn't whoop me.
You did that in Leslie County. What they say is, let me get one. And then they come back with one with little bitty spikes on it and beat the hell out of you.
Hey, look, my mom told my brother to go get a switch for my other brother and told him, and if it's not a good one, I'm going to use it on you. And the same thing, Tully. He comes out with this damn log with 47 limbs on it so she could pick the one she liked best.
I'll tell you what.
Like I said, he did. He got tickled, or she got tickled at him.
I don't know what it was, but I got a scar right here, like a little cut right here. I don't know what kind of limb it was, but I tried that log thing a few times, and that's one that she got. And then I tried to run away, and she caught me in the back of the head and whipped around and cut my eye right here, and I still got a scar from it.
You may have gotten beat a couple of times, Cecil.
I got a couple belt whoopings, Larry. Like I can vouch that that's legit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That belt would be about 1 inch wide, and leather. Yeah,
good leather. Good leather.
Yeah,
and if it was good and broken in, it was nice and limber.
I never got a belt whoop.
Yeah. I can say it's kind of like it's like playing video games, like some really hard video games. Sometimes it's BS, but for the most part, it was fair.
Yes.
I made enough mistakes to where most of the time it was fair.
And even if it wasn't fair, the stuff they didn't catch is kind of making up for it.
There's that. And the fact that I'm going to say unequivocally, all 4 of us are productive members of society.
I mean,
that could be a bad thing.
But
I get what you're saying.
And like I said, and this is not me saying yay or nay on whether or not corporal punishment is okay. But my thing is, I think that's a big part of the problem today with why people think it's okay to do the things that they do is there's no accountability or consequences.
There's a big difference between being punished for something you did, getting a ramification for it and just beating the hell out of a kid.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But so many of them now that, or like I say, calling an old lady a B word. I would never have done that as a kid because I know what would have happened to me had I done so.
This person lives with their grandparents and he's already like bigger than them.
Uh-huh.
So, there ain't no caging that elephant anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, I was the type of prick kid in my late teens to where I might have done that. Unfortunately, I feel bad about it now.
Yeah, but Facebook didn't exist back then as part of the.
So I would be face to face with them, like.
Yeah, face to face though. If you had a community, somebody that wasn't an old man would step in and be like, "Hey,
oh yeah,
you need to shut up."
Absolutely.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, and that's what happened all the time.
My mom was not a disciplinarian. It was usually when your dad gets home, we're going to discuss this and we're going to discuss that. Well, my best friend that lived next door, her mom was 4'10" and a firecracker. I mean, I have seen her climb her kid that was bigger than her and pop him up on the backside of his damn head. But we were on the school bus and she goes, "Yeah, I made Mama cry last night." I'm like, "What did you do?" She goes, "Oh, she made me mad." So I just looked at her and said, "You bitch." And I'm like, "Wow, really?" And she's like, "I sure did." And she just burst into tears. First off, stupid ass me believed her until that night when we were in the car getting ready to go somewhere. And my mom said something and I went, "You bitch." And she came across that front seat into the back seat, knocking the crap out of me. And I deserved every lick.
Yeah.
And then the next day when I faced my so-called friend, she goes, "You believe that crap?"
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I was a shithead though in those years, so I would have done something like that. I never did.
Mm-hmm.
But if somebody was sitting there like being like a straight Karen on me, I would definitely be like, "Fuck off,"
Mm-hmm.
That really resonates with me, Larry, actually.
Yeah. I agree. That's man. Yeah, but that's
it's different when you got that's the problem. We needed competition, Landa. If I'd had competition, I could just run to one or the other and be like, "He's beating me," or whatever. Like,
well, see, that's okay. My two brothers, like I said, they're just over 2 years apart in age, and my mom caught them fighting and went to separate them, and the oldest one told her, "You're not going to touch me." And evidently she saw red. I didn't live at home at the time. I get a phone call. My mother is devastated because she left a mark on him. I mean, she was in tears. She felt horrible as a parent. I'm like, "Mom, it's okay. It's all right. He asked for it, Well, he decides he's going to be cute. So he's sitting at the dinner table without a shirt when my dad comes in so he can see his back.
Mm.
And he walks by and he goes, "Son, what happened to your back?" "Mama beat me." "Your mama didn't do that to you. I know better." "Yes, she did, Dad. She beat me and she let Timmy get by with rah-rah." And he goes, "Well, you probably deserved it then, damn it," and turned around and walked out of the room.
Yep.
Like I said, she had never left a mark on any. She had never lost her temper till that one time, and he just caught her in the wrong frame of mind, and she did. She felt horrible, but hey, he asked for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's true.
All right, so we've all officially talked about how abused.
Yeah, we had the ditch for about 30 minutes.
Speaking of abuse, and we can end on this one, but there's a cryptid that I thought was crazy. It was called the Killer of Elephants.
Okay.
Really?
And it's called the Emila toka. And it's a ferocious semi-aquatic cryptid reported in the Congo. It's depicted as a almost like a rhinoceros, but it's elephant-sized and highly aggressive, capable of goring and killing huge animals like elephants and hippos in watery habitats. And people describe like just absolutely mangled hippos,
Wow.
Really?
which isn't normal.
No.
Yeah, because hippos are mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. And big.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Wow. Yeah, that right there would be terrifying.
It might just be a huge hippo.
Well, no, they say it's a rhino. They describe it with a huge horn on the front.
Yeah, run. Oh yeah, you're right. Rhinoceros is what I meant to say.
But
Because-
rhinoceri, I don't think are aquatic.
No. No. Hippos are.
And you got to be fast to catch a hippo.
Yes.
Exactly. I mean, and we talk about cryptids and stuff coming out of the Congo and how it's not being explored, stuff like that. Think about the bonobo ape or whatever it was.
Bonobo?
The Billy ape.
Billy ape. Yeah, it was a cryptid for a long time, and it's real.
Oh yeah. They're 5 feet tall or taller.
Yep.
Something like
Yep.
that. And they couldn't prove it, but they thought the Billy apes might have been capable of killing a lion. So I don't know. That's up for debate.
Mhm.
Yeah, they were called
They eat
lions.
lions. Yeah. So
Cool.
And to think tonight we've explored Africa, and that's more than likely where we all originated from, right? That whole little
Well, it
area.
was all one big
Pangea?
slab of land at one point until some kind of event. Maybe God throwing a spear down at the tower.
And keep
Somebody
in
got
mind-
down there with a jackhammer and went too far. And
Yeah, and keep in mind, Africa is splitting apart right now. There's a huge crack from water to tip. I forget how far it runs, but it's separating at like a speed of like an inch a year, which is kind of strange. It's been so rapid that it's noticeable now. So
yeah.
eventually that's going to fill with water, and that's potential. If we live another 20 years, we could see that fill with water, and that will create a new river, which will turn into an ocean.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All
Check this
after-
out.
Anyway,
Check this out.
Plate tectonics.
This is Africa overlaid with all of North America.
uh-huh.
So it's understandable that there would be things in here that maybe people haven't seen.
Mhm.
Yes,
just
sir.
in the USA, think about how many reported sightings people post
Yep.
pictures of and videos of, and then you've got areas like this that are just some of it's completely unexplored.
Mhm.
It's like the last frontier, and part of me thinks that it's that way for a reason.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it's amazing how Greenland is as big as Africa.
Yeah, on the map.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
Crazy.
yeah.
But-
That's why I don't know. Don't trust the map.
I'm not, Larry. I'm not far enough into conspiracies to where I don't think continents are still moving. I fully believe in the plate tectonics.
But
I just don't know which machine is operating them.
Oh, you're not convinced about continental drift, huh?
No.
You see, you do that.
I
And there's still places in the western part of the United States of America that, as far as we know, they've never been explored on foot.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No, I
You get
fully believe in
places like Montana and some of those mountain ranges. People haven't.
Oh, yeah.
walked
Up
over
around Mount Shasta.
Yeah.
I mean, people haven't walked over that.
No.
No, I believe the continents are still moving because I live in what used to be the Scottish Highlands, probably.
Yep.
So,
That is a true statement. It's the same mountain range.
yeah.
Yeah.
I got a good one.
Again,
Check that out.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the largest continent. I mean,
Mhm.
I really haven't figured out what kind of conspiracy would led to them making it so small on maps. It doesn't make
Mhm.
sense.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, there's a lot of anomalies with maps. Well, that's an episode we should do, Morgana.
I'll throw
Map.
it in here.
Map anomalies. We could go over like versions of maps Because there were maps throughout history that have like countries that don't exist anymore, islands that don't exist anymore.
All right, it's on the it's on the list.
My favorite one is the map that it's even in Dazed and Confused on the globe, where they are spinning the globe, and right next to Australia is another continent. And then we didn't know about another continent for a long time.
Now they're saying it's underwater.
Now they're like, oh yeah, that's definitely underwater. So
Yeah, you're talking about Lemuria.
yeah, something like that. It's one of the two. Well, one of the 3 or 4. I mean, we'll see. We'll see.
Well, we went way over.
Oh yeah, we started bullshitting too much. We need to trim that fat, I think. Sometimes.
All right. Well, next week we are talking Scientology.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah, let's do it.
That one might go a little long.
There's definitely some videos I'm bringing to that one because David Miscavige's niece is on TikTok now.
Oh, nice.
And
Really?
she's spilling the beans.
Oh, she was the one that was as a child. They had they made her famous as a child. Is she the one?
Maybe we'll have to. She gives like a whole background and stuff. I'll pull her up and we'll watch some videos.
Yeah.
Well, after next week, we'll see if we're still around.
Hey, we're doing this because we can talk about anything.
Yeah, we'll definitely
until we can.
Well, I will tell you this: a true story. Mo's TikTok account got deleted today because of a comment.
Oracle.
Nice.
One Oracle.
Yeah. So I mean, if something was to happen,
Really?
if we're getting into topics like this, because this is one that can go off the rails pretty quick, we might as well start getting a little deeper. So let's do it. And if we get kicked off, get you a ham radio, and we'll still be presenting.
That's right.
We'll still be places, even if YouTube goes down. There's still
There's
tons of
Rumble,
places.
people. You can say anything on Rumble.
Rumble.
Yeah.
You can go to Kick, Twitch.
Yep.
I don't know. Twitch don't show us to nobody, but Kick does.
Yep. So,
All right. Well, so next week, tune back in 7 p.m. Eastern for the news or so, things like that. And we're talking about Scientology, it seems like.
Yep.
Yeah.
Get your winter honey. Well, I held it wrong. Winter honey at 4rbs.com. It's
The
great
number
honey.
4rbs.com.
and
Promo
use
code
WITF.
use promo code
Sorry.
WITF for 20% off. I think that we should release the merch. I think we should release it. I just don't know where to put it.
Do you have merch?
Oh, I make shirts all the time. Things that I think are funny.
If you want to buy Cecil's merch,
it's fucking related, game.
Yeah. So
But yeah, I just don't know where to put it. I don't know where to distribute it from. I'm not intelligent, so anyway, fuck you, Tully.
see, you can get a merch shop, and people can come check out our junk.
yeah, the background, yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
We could figure out some cool shirts. There's websites where like we wouldn't make any money off of it, but we could put up shirts for you all to buy if you want.
I just want
that
one.
kind
I
of
want
thing.
one personally. I want my own. I've been begging Mandy to let me buy one of those big industrial T-shirt printers. She said no.
There's companies that basically, they house our design, they'll ship it to you and stuff, and then they give us like 20 cents on the shirt. But we're not in it for the money. If you all want shirts, we could put up some dope designs.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. We'll even get like hats and prophylactics.
So if you do this, the one shirt that I would request that you would have made would be where Tully is. Where the photo you have of Tully, where he's a man in black and in the UFOs. That would have to be one of them.
And of course, the real Steven.
Yeah, that's the real Steven.
Maybe we steal Morgana's shirt and below these pictures just start putting allegedly.
Allegedly, there you go.
Everything.
Yeah.
Look, that popped up, and I'm like, oh, I have to have that.
Oh yeah, yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's look into it and see what we can. We'll see about that.
I can do that.
Because we don't have to put anything in. We just put the designs up, you know.
That's true.
Yeah.
Larry's comment.
You wouldn't trust us.
Yeah, and these are my boys, everybody.
Yeah, but what if it had like our pictures individually on?
Yeah, that's what he needs. Is one with your face on it.
You can pull Cecil's face out of your wallet or whatever. You're like,
Look, my dad gave my husband one time. It had used rubbers, and there was one in there. It was clearly in there, and it said "for really cheap fuckers."
no, it'd be like, I'll use the best, baby, and then it's Cecil's face on it.
Go with this number. Anyway,
Certified, Landa. Certified.
Anyway,
Oh.
I hope I still got a job one day. Anyway,
Well, yeah, they're gonna be like, "What did you mean by this?"
Oh God! All right. I mean, everybody's talking about it so much. That's definitely happening. Like,
Yeah, maybe we could. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
I'll make them hear.
We got it.
What?
Homemade.
Homemade.
So Cecil going to test already or what?
With the rigorous quality control.
Okay, we'll come off the rails for sure.
Yes, Landa, they do need Jesus.
Oh, okay. All right. Jesus, I've been trying to sign off. Anyway, thank you all for watching us because we're here watching you.